Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Sandra if you have not been here before. We are talking about planning, and in today's video specifically, we're talking about my new Franklin Covey planner setup for 2022. So I have mentioned this throughout my Plan Miss videos for all of December, but this planner is not fully set up. So I'm going to call this my preliminary Franklin setup. And the reason is because I did order some inserts from Fancy Plans from Marquita with At Home with Kita, and the inserts have not even shipped yet. So I will be receiving them after the new year. And when those inserts come and when I have certain things in my planner ready to go, we're going to kind of move all of the stuff I have in here out and then bring in some new stuff. And we'll do that together in a separate video. But as far as today's video goes, we're going to do a flip through. So this binder here is the Anna binder from Franklin Covey. It is a classic size. It originally comes with 1.25 inch rings, and it is black leather. You can see that I have it very full. And the thing I like about this binder is that it's smaller. It is actually smaller in a side-by-side comparison than the vintage Auroras. So I believe I have 4 classic size binders, or 5. So I have the Teresa Collins blush colored binder. These are all the classic ones. I have 2 vintage Auroras, the Blue Mirage and the Purple Plumeria. And I have the Planner Love Gingham Gardens, and now my Anna binder. And this is the smallest one, it seems, out of all of them. It just seems a little bit narrower. I don't know. And even though it is still a classic binder, and it does have this zippered pocket at the back, and I find it a little odd because this has like a flap, and I'm not used to that with the vintage Auroras. But anyhow, so it is a snap binder. It has got silver hardware. It's what comes with it originally, but if I open it up, you'll see that I switched it out for black hardware. So these are black 1.5 inch rings, and I love it so much. I think it's going to go really, really well with my setup this year. And when I say this is my setup for 2022, that term is very relative because I switch out my binders quite frequently, not every month, but sometimes. And also, my planner inserts change. I might get tired of something, so I'll switch it out for something different. And my planner system is always evolving. So this is not written in stone, you guys. This planner is not something that I'm going to stick with until 2022 because it is a binder. It's like a Franklin plan system. I have lots of dividers in here, and sometimes I get tired of all the clutter and I just clear it out, and I have my month, my week, my day, and that's it. And I'm completely functional. And there are other times, like for December, I love using tons of stickers. So as you can see, this has 2 pen loops. I have one of these Sharpie S Gel pens. If you guys have not tried them and you like really thick 1.0 millimeter ink, you'll love this pen. It is a gel pen, which I'm not crazy about. I do prefer ballpoint myself, but it is a nice, beautiful, smooth pen. I also have a zebra mild liner in here. This is the light gray color. And then I have some various things from Cloth and Paper and Simply Gilded and my business card in the front pockets. For the most part, I do just use this section to decorate the front of my planner. But if I am using particular date dots or something to that nature, I will pop it in there. For instance, these are just Erin Condren stickers, but if I wanted to use these, I would just simply pop them in the pocket and be done with it. So I decided to keep the black page finders. So these are, I guess, the page lifters. The only binder that I have so far that came with clear page lifters was actually the Teresa Collins collab with Franklin Covey for the Beautiful Life collection. They're the only clear page lifters I have. I do not know if you can buy them separate. They always come with a binder. Most of the time they're black, and this one's no exception. But because I have the black rings and the black leather binder, I wanted to keep with the theme. So the first thing that you'll see is this vellum piece of paper. I cut this out myself. All it is a piece of paper in the cardstock section from Michael's, from the scrapbooking section, and I just cut it out by 5.5 by 8.5 to fit my planner. And then I just put it on top of this second vellum sheet from Cloth and Paper. It says, reason for being, a purpose for which one is suited. And I am subscribed to 2 companies. So Simply Gilded, which is mostly washi tape. Currently for January, I believe she is deleting all, like there's not going to be a box for January, but she's going to revamp the box and it's going to come out again in February. So if you're interested, I do have various Simply Gilded hauls on my channel. Some are in my vlogs. But just what I would recommend just searching Simply Gilded. Irene is the owner, operator, and creator. She is amazing. And the other company is Cloth and Paper, and that has been a recent subscription for me. And what I can say about Cloth and Paper is that the products are very neutral, they're very aesthetically pleasing, and I've been happy so far. So I also decided to put this piece of vellum. This is also from Michael's, something I cut myself, and it's just got some writing on here, and I put it on top of my Flora inserts. So this is my new 2022 Day on 2-page inserts, and I have split it up, so when we go through, you'll see what I mean. This is just the cover page. I have this sheet here. It's Make It Happen 2022. This came from the Teresa Collins weekly inserts, and you can basically do a highlight of your year. All of my dividers are from Dividers R Us. You can get frosted or clear. I chose clear so I could put dashboards behind the dividers and you could visibly see them, but I might decide to go frosted in a few months, and I might go and get those. So just so you guys know, that's where I got them. I'll try to leave as many of these links down below as I can, so it's easy for you just to go and click on them. And these right here, all I did was take a sticker from my collection and I cut out a white little part here and just wrote my, like, you know, the heading on the tab, and then stuck it on. I found that was the easiest way. You can also use a label maker, but my label tape doesn't seem to stick very well. And I do have some new labels coming from Fancy Plan, so that's what I'm waiting on. This first dashboard is from Franklin Covey. It comes in this coloring pack. I'll also try to leave a link for all of my Franklin products down below. Keep in mind they are affiliate links, so if you do choose to purchase something using my link, I will receive a small amount of commission income. So this is my goal tab, and I do have inserts coming from Fancy Plans, which I plan to use. This is from, I don't know exactly which shop, but it was on Etsy, and all I did was search goals and quarterly goals on Etsy, and this is kind of what came up. And I liked it because it was so neutral. It was this beautiful warm gray color. So it came with a quarterly plan, the monthly plan, and then the goal tracker, the perfect week, and then that was it. So all I did was I printed these on HP Premium 32 paper, which is a really nice quality paper, very smooth and thick. And then these are the project planning sheets from Teresa Collins from Franklin Covey. So even though it says project planning, you can still use them for goal setting, which is what I might do because, you know, you've got all of the things that you need to do, the timeline, any resources, and then any other notes that you may want to write down. So I have a few of those sheets in here, and then I have some of the original goal planning sheets from Franklin Covey. I don't like this because I like cute and I like pretty, and I don't like the basic generic blue color that Franklin Covey uses on their forms. So each to their own. I did use these last year, like this year for 2021, and I may still use them for like kind of a rough draft, but I do all of my goal setting in my Cultivate What Matters goal planner, which is an entirely different planner, but it has changed my life. So moving on to the next tab, we've got schedule. And so what my plan is to have the month, well, I guess the future log, the month, the week, and the day. And you'll see I also have next month in here as well. And that is, I don't know, I might get rid of that. It's kind of to be cutesy, but you really don't need that, because if you have a future log, you can just write everything down there. So I have this from the coloring dashboards from Franklin. And then I have this 2023 future plan sheet, 2024, and then it goes into the future log for each of the months for 2022. And then this is the front page of the monthly for the Flora inserts. So this basically just has important information. So anything to do, it says on this month's daily or weekly notes. You could use it for anything. I think at one point I even put my monthly goals on here, so that is a possibility as well. So this is your monthly calendar. And of course the Flora inserts, each quarter has a different border color. So I love color, and that's why I chose these inserts, but there are a few other reasons as well. When we get to the dailies, I will talk about it. So you've got a notes page on the back. These are Teresa Collins again from Franklin Covey. And now I can't remember if this is the month inserts or the part of the weekly, but I think they're from the month. So this is what I use for my monthly goals. At the beginning is a breakdown of my yearly and my quarterly goals. Then I get to my month. I have a daily highlights page, which is also another Teresa Collins insert. Then I have the next month tab. So I have all of February in here. All right, so I can probably move this. This was actually from the business section. So this is another Teresa Collins, kind of like the first half of the weekly. So it does come with a month spread as well, but I'm going to be using that for my business section. So perhaps we'll pull that out right now. So this tab, this is also from the same pack, the weekly Teresa Collins. I'm using this to showcase where my weeklies are. So again, these are the Teresa Collins and Franklin Covey weekly layout. So you've got a weekly meal plan, a room for meals, and a grocery list. I don't particularly love this because it is attached to the back of the weekly spread. And normally what I would do is, like, if this was one sheet or if it had meals, grocery list on both sides, I would simply fold it over like this and then take this with me to the grocery store. But I don't want to do that because my weeklies are on the back. The other thing is, I don't particularly love this format of weekly layout, but I did really like this side, and that's why I repurchased the Teresa Collins. Next year, I might try something different. So we go through all of the weeks in January here. And then we get to the today section. So now I did get the day on 2 pages. So what that looks like is the first front page is January index. And I'll tell you what I use that for in a second. So here, this is from Cloth and Paper. And then I have a progressive task card. These are from Franklin Covey here. And I use these kind of interchangeably between the compass cards, and these are how I write out my weekly goals, which is very important to me right now because I am using the 12-week system, a kind of a combo system between the 12-week year and the Cultivate What Matters power sheets. And then I just put this over top because we got these in the subscription boxes this year from Cloth and Paper. So I basically use this as my placeholder for the day I'm in. And part of the reason why I like the Flora inserts is because the lines are bigger, about the same space as the Blooms inserts, which I've had in 2021. And the schedule, instead of being an hourly schedule from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m., this just has morning, afternoon, and evening. And for somebody like myself, because I am a stay-at-home mom, I also run my business out of my house. This makes more sense to me. If an appointment does come up, I can simply write the time in whatever slot that it falls in. So the next page is the notes section, and most of the day on 2 pages, I believe they're all the same. The day on 2 pages has a setup like this. So say for instance, this is your day, you've written out your schedule, your to-do list, and then you need to make notes, whether it's a phone call, a meeting, anything. Doesn't really matter. I write it down here. I might simply have a brainstorming session. I'll write it down, and then I go to the index, and then I write down the date on which that note was made. And if it's like 1 note, 2 notes, 3 notes, I'll write down the number. And then when I go to find something in my 30 days of notes, I simply look on this page here, and then I can find it much easier. And that's following the Franklin Covey system. So this is an entire month of inserts right here. Then we get to my routine section. So I decided to have a top tab. And the one thing that I do not have in here, but I will show you, I still currently have this in my previous binder, but I'm just going to put it in here for effect. I have this 4-page card holder. So I got this from Franklin Covey. It was the plastic insert pack. And I put these washi tape cards in here. These are from Simply Gilded, but I cut them down into size so they would fit in here. And then I rounded the corners with my corner rounder punch. It was either that or I cut the corners. And then I used my label maker just to write out my routines. So this is kind of the step I use to basically guide myself when I'm going through a plan with me, whether it's a monthly, a weekly, or a daily. These are the steps that I take. And it just helps to keep me on track so I'm not wasting time. So that's in here. That's part of my routine section. I had written this out earlier this year, so it's just all of my routines, but I will be redoing it when my Fancy Plans inserts arrive. I also have my day themes, my schedule, which will also change in the new year. And then I've got my home section. So originally I had just had a home section and I hadn't broken it up further, but I decided to because I didn't want to use cheap sticky notes to denote the different sections within the home section. So I have this dashboard, and then I have my wine list, which I created myself using some stickers and highlighters. I just put my favorite wines that I've drank, or I put all of my wines, and then I put an A, B, or C, depending on if I've loved it. I have a selection of non-food items that we sometimes buy. Same thing with personal and household. And then some master projects I put on here as well. So the next section is school. And my plan for this, I don't currently have anything on this sheet, but I have school information, so I can put my son's school information, but I also want to put a mini calendar in here to show what we've read and also his words every week. So I do have some printouts from the List Lab. I'll leave that down below for you as well. You'll see some coming up shortly. And I think they would work perfectly for this because it will have a spot for a calendar. And actually, when we get to the business section, I'm going to show you, we'll move that calendar and probably put it under school. But that's just for myself to have a record of what we've covered so far in his schoolwork. So the next section is meals. And if you've been following my Vlogmas or my Planmas, you'll know that we currently have been ordering HelloFresh. And I really enjoy it because we don't eat a lot of vegetables, and we really should start. And this is kind of a way to get those vegetables, but also to try new and different foods, because we're creatures of habit. We just stick with the same old stuff, and my kids don't necessarily try new stuff that I make. So with HelloFresh, it has been an interesting experience so far, but a good one. So that's what we're going to be putting in here. This is the foodie inserts from Franklin Planner. Again, it's set up very much in the way the original Teresa Collins were. I probably won't use the Teresa Collins on the weekly because now that I have the own food section here, but I also will have some Fancy Plans inserts coming, and I might use this interchangeably with the Fancy Plans inserts for meal planning. So like I said, I do like this because these ones, at least, I can fold in half and I can just take the shopping list with me when I go to the store, and then I don't have to take my entire planner. So I really like this because I am transitioning currently from my Happy Planner home into my Franklin Planner for 2022. So the interesting thing I found about these inserts is that it came with all of this information. So you have a glossary, measurements, ingredient substitutions, baking pan conversions, different things about spices and herbs and how to stock your fridge, and just all of this interesting information that you might find worthwhile if you are a young person or if you don't know how to cook very well. So I thought that was kind of cool. I didn't realize all of that stuff came with these inserts. I bought it for this because I like how the font at the top isn't conventional Franklin Covey. Again, I don't like the blue color that most of the forms are. So that's why I like those. And the next is the notes section. So here I do have my life categories. I actually have a blog talking about life categories, and I'll see if I can link that down below for you guys. But I do also have a website where I have a blog and a sticker shop. So that's a whole other thing right there we won't get into today. But anyhow, so I have this listed out for myself, and this helps me in my planning. I have some extra note paper. And then the next section is chores. So I have a dashboard. And then these are from List Lab. And I printed out the whole, I think it was like the master printables, but I got it for classic sized Happy Planner. And I just size it down in my printer settings to print for half letter size. So these are the cleaning schedules, and you can basically put different areas of your house or zones, if you will, and then all of the different days, and then you can write down what you need to do every day. So I have a few of those inserts, but again, I do have some inserts coming from Fancy Plans for my cleaning. The next section is health, another dashboard, and then so far right now, I just have these health and fitness tracker from Franklin Covey. Again, not loving the blue this, but I will be looking for inserts in the near future. My biggest thing right now is tracking my water, and I do like to track what I eat, but I don't necessarily track my steps or exercise or anything like that. So that's all I use that for. The next section is the brain dump, another dashboard. And then these are inserts from Cloth and Paper. So these ones are actually the mental download sheets that we got in one of the subscription boxes for 2021. But what I like about them is that they have an idea section, 1, 2, 3, a visual. You can put the date if you want. And then the back side has a general notes section and then more notes. I also, again, I purchased the brain dump filler paper from Fancy Plans, so I'm interested in checking that out, but also to show you guys how it's meant to be used. It's going to be really, really cool seeing those inserts because I've always had my eye on them. I just never went ahead and purchased them. So when that video comes around, I'm going to be very excited to share that with you guys. So the next section is my reading planner. And currently what I do is I use the horizontal Happy Planner classic size, and I write a little bit of a summary, I guess, of anything that I've read. So say for instance, today I read my Outlander book. I will go to tomorrow morning when I do my planning, I would go back to today and I would write a summary of what I read. And usually it's very small. It doesn't have to be super detailed, but it does help me in my memory because I find, especially with books that are fiction books as opposed to nonfiction, I just tend to forget the details, and that's what I'm trying to work on. So I have a list of books. I've got nonfiction books and books to check out, just a whole bunch of those, and then some note paper where I can start my daily summaries. The next section is my business section, and this is where we'll pull out the monthly. So I have this piece of vellum. I printed this out myself. It was a digital download from one of the subscription boxes from Cloth and Paper, and I used this really cheap vellum I found on Amazon, but you can get heavier vellum. The heaviest I found so far was 115 GSM on Amazon, but it's a little bit expensive. I think it was for 20 sheets, 20 or 50 sheets, it was about $40. So I might get that in the new year, and so I can print out all of those beautiful digital downloads. And then I use this cardstock from Michaels behind it just to give it a little bit of decoration. So I have my brand outline. So I've got my mission, my method, and services. And then these are the Teresa Collins monthlies. I think they're part of the weekly sheets, but this is where I would list my business goals. So this is where I'm going to list my entire schedule for January, just strictly for my business. It won't have anything personal on it. And then I really like this where you can put, it says personal and work or business, but what I do is I white out both titles. This becomes business, and then this one becomes videos I need to film for the entire month. So this is going to be my blog editorial calendar. So I only post a blog every Monday. Currently it's put in the wrong way. So I'm going to have to reprint that because I'm missing the page that goes from Monday to Sunday. I think I have it somewhere. I just put in the wrong page. But then you put in the date, put in the title of the blog, and check off whether it's published, which really helps you keep track of your blogs, especially if you schedule them ahead in advance. And what I also like to do is write a list of ideas for blogs. So anytime I get an idea, I pop out my planner and I write it down. And this is the calendar where I will put back in the school section. So what I'm going to do is put the words either on the back or the front of these, and then also put down the book that we read on that particular day, even if it's just a checkbox or like a letter symbolizing whether we've read or whether we've like looked over my son's words. But I think this would be perfect for that, kind of like a tracker here as well. And there's lots of space on the back for that. So I will take that out right now. And then while we're at it, we're just going to insert February behind this one here. Okay, we're almost done, you guys. So this is just more room for notes for my blog. I've got my business supplies that I want to purchase, my life organization system, just kind of writing down where I keep everything. So whether I have a bullet journal, a notebook, a prompt book, whatever it is. Also my digital planning organization system, important to me. So these are like my priorities in life, and especially in regards to my planning system. Then my personal section, again, I have this vellum. It's a heavier vellum dashboard from Cloth and Paper. And then I have this lovely pink flowered background cardstock. I've got my Christmas gift ideas, my karaoke songs to practice, inspiration words. I used to do some creative journaling, so I would use these for inspiration. And then the last section, the very last section, is a list. So another Franklin Covey dashboard, and then simply some paper that I can make lists on. And then at the very back, I have another paper page lifter. And then I have an extra progressive task list just at the back. And right now I don't have anything other in here other than my pen. So that is it for my preliminary 2022 Franklin Covey planner flip through. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will try to leave all the links down below for you that I can. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me, comment down below. And if you did enjoy the video, I would appreciate if you could give it a thumbs up. It really does help in the YouTube algorithm to spread my videos and to share them. Even if you would, that would be so wonderful. If you are new, please subscribe. I would love to have you and to continue to grow this channel even further. And last but not least, click on the bell button to be notified every time I upload a new video, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye.